Since the dawn of mankind, we as a species have always strived for the pursuit of knowledge, to pursue the goal of self-improvement and development. Books were written, lectures were given,
What rules, you sons of bit?
libraries were built, and then the internet happens and the rest was history. We're now surfing the World Wide Web. Knowledge is at our fingertips. If you wanted to enrich yourself in something new, maybe learn a new skill, you can look it up on the internet and probably come away being more confused than ever. But with the invention of YouTube, it became easier for our monkey brains to learn more thanks to its visual medium. A huge array of tutorials are now available to us. Who needs to hire a handyman when you can learn how to do DIY yourself?
And you drill into the can.
Why stop there? YouTube hosts a variety of experts from different careers to share their valuable opinions. How can you not trust these people with clickbait titles such as Real Lawyer Reacts to Captain Marvel? Is she a villain? Yes. Yes she is. Or how about this? A real doctor reacting to all kinds of things. Because we can trust Dr. Mike to tell us how to live in perfect health. After all, he was rated the most handsome doctor. Oh, here we go. ER Doctor reacts to Mortal Kombat. Wait, that's Legal Eagle again. What is going on over there? On a side note, as I'm editing this, I still can't get over this thumbnail. I think I need to follow their example. A psychiatrist breaks down mental health scenes from movies and TV. Police officer reacts to the police AI in GTA. Surgeon reacts to Space Marine creation process. Body language expert explains how to show confidence. A Fed attempts to act like a real human for a change. Real chef plays cooking simulator. Gardener reacts to TikTok. Martial arts instructor reacts to Kengan Ashura. ER doctor and martial artist reacts to Yakuza. He's still making the same face. While we have the real experts on one side, we have those on the other who have no need of expert advice, tutorials, or any of the sort. Humans who have reached the pinnacle of knowledge with nowhere else to go but beyond. Scientists, engineers, doctors, and most importantly, the mad geniuses. When you think of mad geniuses, you think of someone like Albert Einstein, or, fictionally speaking, Doc Brown from the Back to the Future trilogy. People who, despite their eccentricities, hold a whole wreath of knowledge. People whose genius are way beyond our understanding. Their logic only makes sense to them and them alone. While it may appear odd to us, their actions would often speak louder than words. Inventors, all with the ingenuity to come up with solutions that would benefit humanity in the long run. Instead, they use their talents to make fast food machines out of Lego, play Elden Ring with bananas, transforming their staircase into a treadmill, or make anime real. Hello, yet another cartoon avatar here. This is a new series that I unoriginally dubbed as Doc Discovers, a series where I showcase a couple of discoveries that interest me. The weird and the wonderful that keeps me coming back to the internet, all of it tied together to a single theme. These will be general observations and light commentary, so it won't be as in-depth as my long-form content. I just wanted to share a few of my own interests, and I thought this would be a good way for you guys to get to know me a bit more as well. As usual, I will link all sources down below, and I highly recommend following the channels I'll cover today. You have of course know the game by now. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment, ring that bell, do a flip. But most importantly, get comfy, dust off your lab coats, and enjoy the video. Cheers.
I know a boy, his name is Zach. He loves to fit, he loves to stack. Yes, construction is his knack. He's Zach, the Lego Maniac. He builds in the windows, off the wall. He builds them big, he builds them small. In Lego land, he'll rock and roll. He's Lego wild, out of control. Zach, Zach, he's a Lego Maniac. Zach, woo, Zach.
Okay, yes, I'm sure we all knew that one kid in school who really loved Lego. You know, really loved Lego. Some of us would show concern, others feigned ignorance, while many would point and laugh. We'd all have our fun, but the next thing you'll know, that hardcore Lego kids would end up building weapons of mass destruction. The Lego kids of yesteryear have become the inventors of today, and it's a joy to see what kind of creations they come up with using their skill and a bucket of Lego. I remember years ago Lego releasing an R2-D2 that would connect to your computer. You would type in commands and it would follow suit like some sort of robot puppet. It was kind of mind-blowing at the time, but honestly, I didn't understand or see its full potential. I sort of just shrugged and went back to collecting barnacles. Fast forward to today and there's many Lego dedicated channels that feature creators building straight up practical machinery. For example, Lego Cloud here has quite a few arcade games, including a fully working slot machine. When he lifts up that top and shows how it really works, it causes my eyes to spin at the same speed as those slots. But hey, these are just games, right? Child's play? Okay, well let's check out Brick Science, a local Lego inventor where he's pretty much experimenting with how far he can push technology, where the main resources are bricks, skills, and pure insanity.
Today I'm going to be experimenting with Lego and lasers. So funny story, I bought the laser and it's too powerful.
Sometimes it doesn't really go as planned, but that's half the fun of it. Just based on his pure enthusiasm, it feels like he wants to see what he can pull off. One moment he'd build an alarm clock that lobs Legos into your face, and another he'd build a Lego machine to cheese at Minecraft. Here he is building a Lego mechanical press, and then here he is again crushing whatever he can find. In fact, there seems to be quite a lot of experiments that lead him to either squashing, crushing, and smashing whatever's around at the time. Those Lego bricks are pretty resilient, aren't they? Let's see, here's one. How my genius Lego invention went wrong.
Spent 3.5 hours on it, and it doesn't work. So what do?
I have to appreciate the honesty he puts forward in these videos. He pretty much takes us through the entire process, the trial and error, the successes, the failures. You're going to notice this a lot with the content creators I'm featuring today. With all the cool machines on display, you get to appreciate the hardships and patience backing such projects. The one channel I'd like to focus on the most is Astonishing Studios, run by a guy named Marcel. Probably because he's to blame for my recommended tabs being full of nothing but Lego videos. A Guinness World Record holder and vending machine enthusiast, Marcel started off looking up some YouTube tutorials and then eventually started building his own machines. Out of cardboard. It wasn't until one fateful day he caught a video of some kid building a real candy machine out of nothing but Lego. I think I'll let Marcel explain the rest of this tale.
Like most boys, I had a bin of broken Lego sets in my basement, and with my 12th birthday on the horizon, I thought, I can do this too. So I charged downstairs, snatched out that Lego bin, plucked out a few marbles plus a few dead batteries, and commit 6 hours to crafting the finest Lego candy machine imaginable. Ta-da!
From there, he started off making short videos, showing off neat little Lego machinery, but over time the videos became more elaborate and intricate. Like, for example, this working ice cream maker, complete with dispenser, or this actual working piano where the keys were just a bunch of spanners. And a fork. Have a rat problem? He's got you sorted out too with this working Lego rat trap. So I cannot imagine how much patience this part of the process took. He also built a Lego robot dedicated to bottle flipping, because, of course. Speaking of robots, I really like this McDonald's video where he wanted to demonstrate how impractical it is to replace your employees with robots. So I'm sure there's still a few soups out there that will take the wrong lessons from this video. It's quite amazing how in depth it goes, and it's usually fun to watch those types of videos where humans are pitted against robots. So I guess that McDonald's employee probably didn't expect to be cooking against a pile of Legos, but it's still worth a watch either way. As he points out in the beginning, this was all supposed to be part of a TEDx speech. Yeah, he does speeches as well. Here he is discussing the value of stricter parenting, talking about how the word no put him on the path of becoming a roboticist. Yup, that's right. He's now a robot and software engineer. It's amazing to know that one guy went from building bricks to building bots. I think his own webpage summarizes it best. Yesterday's Lego tinkerer, today's roboticist. While Lego appears to be going all in on tie-ins and cash grabs, it's nice to see the community pick up the slack and show the best of what Lego has to offer, leading many into a career in engineering. So next time you see a Lego kit, you should always remember that you can never be too old or young to play with them, because you'll never know what it might inspire you or your children to do in the far future. During the 6th generation of gaming, we saw an odd slew of gaming accessories. This wasn't anything like the Sega 3D glasses or the Power Glove of the past. I'm talking about unique game controllers. You know, the ones that would be specifically designed for certain games. We had the chainsaw controller for Resident Evil 4, the Twin B pistols for Final Fantasy X-2, and this slime controller for Dragon Quest. Then came along a technical Texan by the name of Super Lewis 64. You've probably heard about him and his banana controller setup for Elden Ring, but since then he's expanded, wandering into the world of Eorzea. By the way, have you heard of the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV? With an expanded free trial which you can play through the entirety of The Realm Reborn and the award-winning Heavensward expansion up to level 60 for free with no restrictions on playtime? Why do I have a feeling that this game isn't going to leave me anytime soon? I love the creativity that's on display here, as he tries to build controllers suited for each class in the famous MMO, using whatever peripheral or object that's available to him. And look, he even uses the Twin B controllers that I mentioned earlier. I'm really impressed someone else remembered them. Remember the Microsoft Kinect? Yeah, that thing. I remember it being revealed at E3 with the intent of making us, the player, the controller. To, limited success. Yet Lewis here has managed to find a way to not only make it actually work, but have it work for Final Fantasy XIV. Here he is, turning a cutesy couch into a controller that lets you ride your in-game mount. Have any leftover pizza? Well, he's turned that into a controller too, and that's to play as a chef. You get the idea, he's resourceful. One reoccurring pattern you might notice is his combination of gaming with exercise. I'd think the many Ring Fit videos would give it away by now. He'd mod games like Mario Kart where he needs to run to drive, Zelda where he pretty much ran across the entire map, and even Dark Souls.
So it's not really. So technically, if you start shaking it like crazy, it will go through.
In fact, he currently holds the world records for most controllers used to beat Dark Souls 3. And I doubt he'll stop there. Soon we'll be seeing a video pop up with the title, "Somehow I started playing Dark Souls with my car." Here's a charity stream where he literally ran across all of Eorzea.
Once I was given the go-ahead, I started my jog across Eorzea.
Wait, Eorzea? Huh? It's a cool little idea. No different from a fun run or a marathon, except the rest of us get to watch from the comfort of our home, with no risk of sunburn. Though I find it amusing that he didn't take into account how sadistic Twitch chat could be when one of their donation incentives is to make his character walk while he himself has to continue running at the same pace to keep moving. He tanked through it like a trooper though. Lewis is always live on Twitch raising money for charity, and you should pop on by to cheer for him. He's doing a lot of good work here. To circle back a bit, there is one video that caught my attention, and it would be called How to Play Games by Literally Exercising. He brings up a good point about how there's not many fitness games to justify a peripheral like the Ring-Con, so he starts sharing his methods on how to get it to work with other games. If anything, this and many of his other Ring Fit mod videos show the potential benefits these controllers could be to us. After all, as technology continues to advance at a fast pace, we're now seeing enthusiastic engineers build all kinds of controllers to benefit those with disabilities. At this trajectory, I wouldn't be surprised that we'll reach a point of not requiring controllers anymore. Let's ignore that attempt. Until then, the best we have is a man who dared to push the limits of what a gaming controller could be. A man on a quest to find ways to combine exercise with gaming. A man by the name of Lewis, the Controller Bender.
So in this video, I'm going to turn myself into the X-Man Pyro and choke fire from my hands!
Now Colin here is probably one of the more mainstream examples of what I'm covering today, and I'm sure you've seen him pop up in the algorithm. Heck, he's even got his own book.
Books aren't known for being unsafe. I mean, how unsafe could a book be?
For the fellow kids watching, he was that bloke who gave Mr. Bean his Diamonds play button. Well, wait, what? Living in jolly old England with nothing much to do here other than pick fights with seagulls, Colin decided to build all kinds of inventions, a majority of them being possible health hazards. I really love the attitude he has for these videos. It really does come off as someone who just wakes up every day with a new idea to try.
I must make a jet-powered vacuum cleaner.
For example, building self-defense weapons which may contribute more to your own danger than safety, recreating vehicles from famous shows and movies, inventing a jet-powered vacuum cleaner which probably caused a bigger mess than its initial intention, And if that wasn't enough, a few months later he went on to help the environment by inventing a wood-powered lawnmower, which doesn't go as well as expected, creating the ultimate bath fun set for his kids. I bet they're having the best childhood right now. And yes, he also happens to hold a world record as well. 5 of them to be exact. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. But what I really love are the more bigger builds. The multi-part videos where he documents the entire creation process. Here's one where he's challenged by World of Tanks to build a homemade screw tank. It's really insane the lengths he goes through, even testing the screws to its limits through all kinds of environments. Then attaches a flamethrower, fireworks and a potato cannon because why not?
And if you're wondering why this video has taken so long to get onto the internet, it's because this bad boy turns out it's an illegal weapon.
I better hide this then. It's really cool to see him test the cannon in his underground bunker. In fact, he's tested quite a lot of inventions down there. Oh, yeah, right. He built an underground bunker in his backyard. So you really shouldn't be surprised at this point after everything else I've shown you. He was also challenged by a sponsor to build that as well. I'm actually impressed how he manages to convince these companies to sponsor someone building these massive contraptions. I'm just wondering how long till he gets sponsored for building a hydrogen bomb fueled by Coca-Cola. The bunker building videos are really fun to watch, and I really like the amount of thought he puts into it. I can't imagine what the neighbours were thinking when they watched this unfold. Personally, I'd just grab a shovel and join in. The end result looks really cozy, and I wouldn't mind chilling down there, zombie apocalypse or not. But that wasn't enough for Colin. One day he decided to build an underground tunnel from his house to his bunker because he just wanted to avoid the rain, okay? As of making this video, he just finished his tunnel and it looks amazing. I'm so impressed by the dedication he has to all of the... Wait, phase 1?
Question with this is how do we do this up and downy bit? Now, the simplest way would just be a scissor lift. So it just goes up and then you have the drive bit on the top attached to it. So the whole thing comes up, you drive off, drive back on, it comes back down again.
Oh my god. A man like Colin is someone who would climb to the top of the mountain and then figure out a way to build a space elevator on top just so he can climb the moon. After watching his crazy contraptions and brilliant builds, I have a feeling we'd be seeing more from our master builder. This time we're flying over to Japan. I mean, it's bound to happen knowing Japan's reputation for over-the-top hijinks. This is Riku. He runs a channel called Sushi Ramen, and was the main reason why I started this deep dive into this inventor rabbit hole. His channel is filled with creative pranks, excessive experiments, and intriguing inventions, all of them often leading to the same conclusion: nothing but chaos. Every video I'm mixed with a surge of anxiety because I'm concerned how many times he was close to getting harmed in some way. Like, for example, rigging his boots with explosives so he can run faster, or building a rocket fist to break walls. At some point, Riku always wanted to live the dream of becoming the famous Nintendo mascot, Mario. So he wanted the ability to throw fireballs like the iconic plumber. To do this would involve a lot of molten metals, time, and a lot of trial and error. I'm surprised he hasn't burnt down the entire place yet, but it appears to have worked, so I can't judge. In preparations of a possible alien invasion, He tried to recreate an AT field from the anime Neon Genesis Evangelion. He used compressed gases to turn himself into a fighting muscle god. And if that's not enough, he used the same gas to invent a bicycle that'll get you to school on time. Explosive bats, flame shoes, slime traps. Can you make a guy taller by shooting him from all sides with volleyball machines? The answer is no. Here he built a catapult inside a bowling alley just so he can... yeah. That video is a masterpiece of beautiful destruction. One day Riku just decided to build a musical roller coaster in the hallway of his apartment because it would be more entertaining to come home to a nice jingle? I don't know, it looks fun though. I just love the justifications these inventors give for building these highly illogical and somewhat dangerous machines. Maybe to the rest of us, it can come off as weird, but to me it's clear that these people just want to create, and I'm all for it. I really love the high energy he brings to these videos. Not just from himself and his sense of humour, but his snappy editing and camera work. He does a great job at keeping your attention. After all, you really want to know where his experiments are going. To celebrate the Tokyo Olympics, Riku got to take part in a YouTube original series called Record Crushers, where he tries to figure out ways to break world records using his usual wild tricks. Honestly, if Riku ran the Olympics that year, I think more people would tune in. As of now, Riku shows no sign of stopping. His main channel is easily accessible with English subs, and if you're too lazy to read the subtitles, he just recently opened an English dub channel. And I have to say, the guy who plays Riku is really spot on.
Hey guys, Sushi Ramen Riku here. I bet you don't have any idea where I am right now. I bet you can't see me, but you know what? I see you. What if I told you that I'm wearing a white bodysuit taped to the ceiling at my granny's house as I'm filming this? Hey, right here, buddy, eyes up here.
If you're feeling adventurous and you don't have the money or time for the trip, just pop on over to the Japanese side of YouTube and bear witness to many of Riku's scientific exploits. You'll never know what you might learn.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whenever I'd hang out with friends, the topic of YouTube would often come up and they would list their favourites. Either it be their favourite Let's Players, Vloggers, VTubers, or cooking channels. There was always someone or something to talk about. When the question of who my favourites were, I could have easily said, "Oh, you know, that Let's Player who cries at Five Nights at Freddy's."
Was that the bite of 87?
In reality, I often like to seek those who aren't necessarily of the norm. In this case, we get to see these mad geniuses in their environment, wanting to share with the world their next crazy endeavour. This may not be a complete scientific breakthrough that could end world hunger, but at the end of the day it still entertains us, and I always felt that's what's great about the internet as a whole. With dying corporate media trying to push their way around in this sphere, it's always great to see people on this platform continuing to be creative. The channels I covered today are actually just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm pretty damn sure there's more of these mad geniuses roaming around out there. So hey, if you have a channel that you think fits today's theme, be sure to let me know in the comments. As for me, I've taken a spark of inspiration of my own and decided to become an inventor myself. In fact, I'm currently in Japan right now at the International Robot Expo, ready to debut my brand new invention. Behold! Made out of junk and whatever else I could find, I've created the ultimate boxing robot. I'd like to see those influencers fight this piece of a machine. Oh, well, there's bound to be a few hitches, of course. This is only a prototype after all. Alright. I'm sure nothing else would go wrong.